Hello, everyone, and welcome. It's Shanna. Now, I have got my not too shabby box of the month, and we've got our products laying here, and I'm just going to kind of go through them. We've got our stamp set that is called Rainy Reads, and this has got a lot of really cute images in here. You've got a couple of girls, a cat, a dog, some rain, some books, and some sentiments. And then we've got the ephemera raining books and boots, and the coordinating paper pad that goes with it, and this is so fun. Now, I've already made some cards with this during my unboxing and on the Not Too Shabby channel, and I thought I'd bring them in and show you. For this first one, I used the stamp set, used the little girl and the dog, super cute. And then for the second one, I just used the ephemera and created a little window scene there. Really love this set of pattern paper and ephemera and the stamp set. Gorgeous. Very kind of subdued. And then the next thing that was in the box is more of a bright. And we have got the stamp set that is called Rainy Day Cheer. And it has the cutest little frog and ducks and a little girl. And we've got some great sentiments and rainbow and rain and a little boot. Just all kinds of fun pieces. And then this is a card where I took the little frog and I colored it and made a card with it. And then we have got the Chasing Rainbows 6x6 paper pad, and we also have the coordinating ephemera that goes with it. And I used some of that on this particular card here and made just a real pretty floral card with a watering can. And then also included in the kit, you got a sampling of the A2 size panels here. And these are simply lovely. I'm not going to show them all, but I'll show you a card I made with them. Just took one of those panels and added a sentiment, and you've got a quick card. Now we're going to make some cards. Now today's video is part of a hop, and you have a chance to win a $25 giveaway from Not Too Shabby by filling out the giveaway link in the box below. And all of the designers are participating in this hop. So you can follow the link in the playlist and check out all of the designers and all of the fun different things that they have done with this box of the month. And I can promise you there's going to be a real variety of projects and things that are going to be fun. Look at the back of this pattern paper. Flipped it over and I was like, oh, I love it. It's hard to decide which side to use. So I've kind of got this, these are kind of like multicolored raindrops that are just splashed on this panel here. And we're going to get it laid down as our base layer. And I will tell you, I am cheating a little bit. I'm using a sketch for this. I'm using one of Kendra's card challenges sketches from Challenge 21. I'm just using a couple of them on here. And Kendra is actually on the team, the design team, and you'll probably see one of her videos in the hop as well. So I am using a couple of her sketches just so we could have a couple of quick cards along with our Not Too Shabby product. So I'm going to lay down according to the sketch my back layer, and then it calls for a couple of strips. And I had this kind of watercolory strip here that has the kind of the words stamped on it or whatever. And I'm going to get it laid down on here and just add these two strips. And this is going to be kind of a pretty simple card we'll be able to lay our ephemera on here nicely, and it won't be too busy because I'm using that mostly green, almost like a watercolor looking background panel there. And then we're just going to layer these two strips up on here. And I'm going to separate them a little bit. The sketch shows them a little bit further apart than when I laid it down on there. So we'll get them separated and give them a good press. Now for this particular card, I've chosen this gorgeous book with the floral elements. It's just opened up. You've got all these floral pieces, and it is a nice big piece of ephemera, and it will look nice. This is taking the place of the circle that is on the sketch for the challenge. And I thought we've got this book here, and it looks really super cozy. And I thought let's bring in some of the ephemera, the candles. We've got 3 candles here that are just kind of paired up together. And I just kind of envisioned this book laying on a desk and then these candles sitting beside it. And then, of course, we're going to have our glasses because if we're going to do some reading, we're going to need those. So I'm going to get those laid down on here. So I want to encourage you to follow the hop and check out all the different designers. And be sure and click on the prize link in the description box below and enter to win so that you will have a chance for that $25 gift certificate from Not Too Shabby. So I am looking for some foam strips, which I didn't have, so I'm going to bring in these squares and use them for my card. And we'll just lay several of these down, and then we will get our sentiment laid down on here. And there are lots of beautiful sentiment options. In this Rainy Reads, you've got Rainy Days and Cozy Ways, Wishing You a Cozy Day, Missing You More Than My Favorite Book. And I've chosen to use just a note for you so that I could use this card for just anything. There's also Umbrellas Up, Books Open, Snuggle In and Read On, and Rainy Days Pass. You've got this. So a variety of sentiments that you could use for this set. Now the sketch does also call for some embellishments. So I'm using the embellishments that were included in the box, and I'm just going to get them laid down on here, much like the sketch shows. And this will pretty much finish off our first card. Now I did want to work with both of the paper pad and ephemera collections. I did show you, other cards in which we use a stamp set, but for this we're going to use both sets. So we've got a very subdued, muted colored card, and then we're going to bring our bold brights in and just create a really fun card. So I'm going to layer up some cardstock here just to create our base layers, and I've just chosen another sketch that I'm using from the challenge, and I'm going to get it assembled, and we're going to get this laid down. Now this one's going to have some fun pattern paper on it, and we've got some bright colors. So the sketch calls for 2 panels. We've got an A2 size panel, and then we've got one that's 1/4 of an inch smaller than that, and we're going to get it laid down. And then we're going to bring in some pattern paper from the Chasing Rainbows paper pad, and we'll get it laid down on our cardstock base that we've got created here. Just trying to get it lined up nice and neat. And I wanted to keep it fairly simple because we've got some pretty bold strips of pattern paper that we're going to lay on there. So I'm choosing to use kind of the watercolored paper, the blue and the red, and we're just going to lay it down on here. And I kind of had it lined up with my frame around there. And so I thought I'll just use my magnet just to keep that red piece in place. We'll put some glue on our blue one, and then we can line it up there, and we'll have a nice little frame all the way around our card. And we'll just go ahead and add the glue to the red. And you can see it's a real pretty rainbow pattern on the back of that. Isn't that pretty? And we'll get the red laid down on there. And now we're ready to start bringing in some of that bright pattern paper. And these are just your rain boots and rain. And we've got them in red and blue. And look at the back of that. That color block is so bold and so colorful. Now I'm adding something to the sketch. She doesn't have a layer on here, but I decided to do this. So I'm just going to add a layered panel on there, and we'll just kind of modify the sketch with that panel there. And we're going to do it with all 3. And I'm just going to use the boots for all 3 of the panels here. Now you certainly could choose to flip them and use, the different sides and make it look a little bit more interesting, but I thought since we've got the ephemera piece with the gal and the rainbow, or the umbrella and the raincoat, we would just use these boots and just layer her up on there and just kind of show off this cute little pattern paper here. So we'll glue it up and we'll get it laid down on here, and we'll be ready to add our ephemera. And I'm just getting them all lined up. And this is another big piece of ephemera, and I think it's really pretty. Now you have some options for the gals. They're, all different skin tones and hair colors and the florals that they're carrying and the coats that they're wearing. You've got a good variety that you can choose from. And I'm just going to get these panels glued down on there, and then we will add our ephemera. So I'd encourage you to, if you like the video, if you enjoyed what you're watching, be sure and hit that like on each of the designers' videos and show them some love, and just help support, our work that we do. We'd appreciate that. So I'm going to get this lady laid down on here. We'll just get some glue, and you can see I'm keeping everything fairly flat. I think the only thing I pop up on both these cards are my sentiments. And I kind of laid her on there a little bit crooked. I'll try to move her in a little bit, but I think it works fine, especially once I get the sentiment laid down. Now, I did choose to stamp the sentiment, "Hope this brightens your day." And it's a big sentiment, so I went ahead and cut it in half. And I've got "Hope this brightens," and then the second part, "your day." And we're going to kind of stagger these. We'll get some foam and put it on the back of this. I'm still looking for those strips, and I'll wind up using my squares. So we'll just get some foam tape on the back of these sentiments and get them laid down. And then that will finish up our card. So I'd encourage you to check out Not Too Shabby. They have the best pattern paper and ephemera. All the materials will be linked in the description box below so that you can check them out. And if you are new to my channel and you're just stopping by, I would encourage you to hit that subscribe button. I do put out daily content, and I do a couple lives a week, and I'd love to have you join my channel. So if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. So I tried to straighten up that lady when I realized that it was crooked, but I was thinking I'll lay my sentiment down and you won't really know that she's crooked because we'll kind of cover up the bottom of that ephemera, and we'll just kind of hide it, and it'll just look like she's kind of leaning or something like that. Now I did lay my ephemera down on there crooked, so I'm going to straighten it up, or my sentiment, and I'm going to just straighten it up, and then we'll lay the second half of our sentiment down on there, and we will use "Hope this brightens your day," and I think it's a nice little message for a card, and I think it came together really cute, really quickly, and very cute. So we've got 2 cards in addition to the ones that I've shown you previously. You can get a lot of cards out of these kits. I'm just beginning to scratch the surface with them. So I think they look really pretty. I'm going to put some pictures in here for you to look at. I hope you like them. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.